Hello. Today I want to give you an overview of the WordPress dashboard. Um, you can log into that by going to your site's name.com, and mine is local because I'm using local by Flywheel, and then wp-login.php should get you to this form. And here you insert your user and password, and that should get you in there. Okay, the first thing, this might be your first time here or your second time here, so it seems very busy, I think, for a beginner. Um, but the first thing is over here at the right, you can get some help. In this tab, you will be everything will be explained here that's in this screen. You will get an overview of where you are or how to navigate with this menu here, of the layout of all these boxes and the content of the boxes. You can also get some outside help. If you go click on these links, I would suggest that you do a right click and open it in a new tab, because if not, it will take you away from your dashboard and you might not know how to get back in there. Um, okay, so the first thing is all of these announcements. All these announcements can be hidden. The most important one, I think, for you, if it's your first time with WordPress or you're a beginner, this first area here is the most important one. Over here at the right in screen options, you can choose to hide all the other little boxes that are here if you don't want to see them or have to deal with them, and only leave the welcome screen. You can also rearrange these by moving them around, dragging them and dropping them. You can do that and put the most important ones to you here or not. That's up to you. You can also minimize them so that they're not as obtrusive as they don't have all this information that it's insane. Now here, the first one, as I said, is the most important one because it gives you your next steps to dealing with your WordPress site. It asks you if you want to write your first blog post, if you want to add an about page, or set your home page, or even view your site. Now there are two places that you can view your site. You can view it through here, or you can view it through over here at the left. You see where this is my site title, WordPress Demos, and here, Visit Site. As usual, I do this a right click to open in a new tab so it doesn't take me away from my dashboard. Honestly, a lot of the work that you do is on the dashboard, so I always have an open window of the dashboard and an open window of the site. Okay, so over here there are more actions, but these are more advanced. These are managing your widgets, managing the menus, or turn commenting on and off. Menus. Let me take that. The menus that you see when you first create your WordPress site, you won't really have a menu. It'll have a menu, but it's an automatic menu, and it will show the pages that you have. As soon as you start adding pages, they will start showing up here and at this menu. But this is not really a menu, a full-blown menu. Let me add just quickly a new page and publish it. Let's go back to our dashboard and let's double click here, new page. It will start adding them in front of the next one and the next one. But we're just starting out with an overview, so we're not going to go, I'm not going to go show you how to manage a menu right now. But you will have a menu, just it will become be part of the pages. Okay, so here you've got your dashboard, home, where you see all of these. Oh, and I forgot to explain about these little boxes here. This is a rather new one for me, the site status, and it gives you a few tips to manage your site. But I think it's advanced, intermediate to advanced. You shouldn't need to have anything to do with this. Over here, at a glance, you'll see how many posts you have and how many pages, and you'll see the theme that you're running. In this case, it's a 2020 theme, which comes with WordPress. Over here, any activity, if you've made any posts or made any comment, people have made any comments in your site, you will see them here, down here. Here is the quick draft. There will be a quick draft of a post. So if I do this, we can save it, and you'll see the recent draft here. And if you refresh, let's refresh, you will see, well, it isn't published yet. In order for it to show here in the activity, you would have to publish it. Let's open it in a new tab and publish it. Now when we come here, you will see that today you have published the test quick draft. And now it becomes here two posts and 2 pages. Okay, so after the quick draft, you have the WordPress events and news. And you might think that you don't need this, and honestly, I don't pay much attention to it. But recently, I did find out a new meetup here that was in my country, and I managed to go to their meetup, and it was about WordPress with Elementor and building sites with that. And it was rather nice, and I've seen a couple of more. I've attended a couple more meetups there, and it's all because I added my city here, and it showed the events that were close to me. Okay, so now let's go to the menu here at the left side. You can collapse this menu, but I've never done it. This is the first time. Just as I was rehearsing this, I found an information about this on the help menu here about collapsing it, and I tested it for the first time. So, if you know the icons well, you could probably just work like that. But honestly, I've always worked with the menu as it is with icon and text. Okay, so here you can see you have a way to reference your posts, your pages, and your media library. Posts and pages. What is the difference? Posts are what will be on your blog. Pages are static pages that will have information like your services, if it's your company page, or an about page, or a contact page. Those will be here. And if you can see here that posts have something that pages don't have, which is categories and tags. So you can add those to your posts to sort of uh, arrange them in, in categories. And the pages don't have those capabilities. And media, your media library is where you're going to add your images or your videos, although you should probably host videos in YouTube or somewhere else because videos are really heavy. Here, let's go to my desktop and upload another image. And here you can have it, and you can see the information here at the right side of your image, and you can change the title and other things here. So that's the media library. The pages, you get to start all your pages. The sample page that we saw, the new page that we created, and a privacy policy, which now comes default with WordPress. In the comments area, you can see what people have commented on. You might have comments turned off, like it suggested in the dashboard, or you might want input from your readers, and you might have it turned on. The appearance has several things that you will probably have to deal with a little bit, like themes, like the theme that you want. Right now, it comes with the latest 3 themes that WordPress comes with. 2020, 2019, and 2017. Um, 2020, I don't love it, but it's a starting point. As you can see, the home page, and the home page usually has your posts unless you change it. And over here you can see the widgets. There are widgets for recent posts, recent comments, archives, categories, and meta. Um, so 2020 gives you the basics of what you need. Customize is a way to customize further WordPress. It's a little advanced. I wouldn't go here unless you want to play around with it, like the colors and things like that. Some themes have different things in here. When you install them, they will have more advanced things, and that's pretty interesting to do those things. Like here, you can change your site title and your tagline, but that can be changed in other places in WordPress. And you can even select the logo to have it replace your site name here. That's customized. Widgets are the things, like I told you, these footer widgets here. You can select them and change them there. Here's the footer, and you can see the search, recent posts, and recent comments. And the second footer, archives, categories, and meta. Meta is information about your site. If you see here, it has the how to go to your site administration, how to log in or log out, and a few other helpful links. Um, Menus. Here's what I was talking to you about. Right now, we don't have a menu, so when you start building your site, you will do a main menu. I usually call it main menu, and add it to as a primary menu. Now the background is new for me, and it's probably set for this theme, uh, so I haven't used that. And the theme editor is something that will let you edit your theme files. Now, this is tricky. I would recommend, if you're a complete beginner, stay away, stay away, stay away, um, and click here, go back, because you generally don't want to change those files because they're usually changed when the theme updates, and the WordPress themes are updated uh, regularly. So if you make changes into your theme files, those will be overwritten, and you don't want that. And that would making changes should be done in a child theme, and that's a even more advanced theme that we should talk about. So basically, stay away from the theme editor if you're a beginner. Um, the plugins, you'll get to see the installed plugins. Right now I'm using local, so local doesn't install the basic plugins that come with the WordPress, but if you install it in your domain, for example, in your hosting, you will have two plugins, which will be Akismet for managing comments, and Hello Dolly, which is the first plugin Matt Mullenweg did when he had WordPress. Okay, users here, you can see all the users and manage them, and you can edit them. For example, if you'd like a different color scheme, you can do that. If you'd like the name to appear here, you can put the nickname here or the display as something else, and your contact information is all in here. Tools. In tools, this one I didn't know about, the categories and tags converter. But if you go further on import will help you bring your posts from other blogging platforms like Blogger, LiveJournal, Movable Type, and Tumblr. Or you can import uh, posts from other and pages from other installations of WordPress here. This one you will have to install the tool. but it's some of the things that you can do that. And export is when you want to export your content, and you can choose all the content or do separately posts, pages, and media. Why would you do that separately? Because perhaps you have a lot of graphics and it's a big download for media. It would be a big export file, so you might want to do that separately. Um, Site health is that we saw on this is a new tool for me, and we saw it on the front page. It had a summary, and mine it checked and it said it's good, and it gives me some advice. And honestly, I've seen this, and you'd have to do something more more advanced. It's advanced because, for example, this site is running an older version of PHP. If you were in online and hosting, you would have to go to your hosting panel and change that and change the PHP version. And that I consider that something advanced. So site health is something that you might not, as a beginner, need to worry yourself about. Now these last two are due to the new laws in Europe about compliance for personal data. And if you're in Europe, people will ask about their personal data, what personal data you store, and you might need to have a page with terms and conditions or information about cookie usage and things like that to show what you do with the information that they give you. If they give you their name and email for the comments, or if they give you other things, if they sign up for a newsletter or download something from your site, if you are collecting the information, some of these uh, plugins collect their IPs and everything, so it's delicate data. And if they want their data, you can export it here. You get their email, and they'll get a request to say yes, I want them to export it, and the button here will show the next steps to how to download that. So you can export it or you can erase it. Okay, the settings. This is one of the areas that you will use most. The settings and the appearance are the two most used, in my opinion, apart from posts and pages here. Um, the general settings, as you can see, you can also in the customizer you saw that you could change the site title, but you can change it here as well. And you can change the site language and your time zone if you have a different one than that, and the formatting for your the dates, how they show throughout the site. If, for example, here it says November 4th, 2020, but if it was in Spanish, it would be 4 November 2020. It would be different. Okay, writing. I gotta tell you, writing settings is something I've never, ever, ever touched. I come here sometimes looking for something else, but I've never changed these settings and I've never used this page. And that's something you got to understand. In order to have build your site, you don't really need to know everything about WordPress and know how every little nook and cranny in the dashboard panel, or know how everything works. You just need to know specific tools and how to use them properly. So this page, I've never used it. Here, the reading settings. Now in here, you can change some things. Like for example, um, if the home page by default shows the the blog posts, and if we added one here, so now you see we have 2 blog posts. Normally you'd have 10, 20, or 30. And in here you can choose how many of those you'll have. And you can choose if you want that home page to have the latest post or have a static page. You might choose one of the pages that you created here to be the home page, and then other pages of the blog to be in another link, a different link. That's what you do here. If you were in a static page, you would choose the page here, and you would choose the post page down here. This is for syndication, which honestly I've never used. And here it's if you want on the home page, if you want the whole text of the post or just an excerpt, a summary. Honestly, like they say here, your theme determines how content is displayed in browsers. This is true. Many themes change how that works. Sometimes the theme shows everything and you have to look really at some obscure setting to be able to make sure that it only shows a summary. So honestly, I don't trust this at all. It doesn't it doesn't help. You can change it and it might not work. And here, search engine visibility. Now this, if you're working online, directly online in your site, you might want to click that while you're building it because you're going to put test pages up and things that are not going to be, you don't really want Google to index those pages. The trick is remembering how to turn it back off once you're done, because then you might be wondering why Google is not showing your site, and it's probably because you have this checked. Okay, so discussion. Discussion is where you manage the comments. Now here's another place where um, I usually turn comments off for my site and registration off as well. So usually I put here comment must be manually approved, and I usually leave comment author must fill name and email, and click this one as well. Users must be registered and logged into comment, because I don't really want people to comment on my blog. Is not that type of blog. It's just an information blog. And I don't yet have a community. So for now, I have those things turned off. Um, but you can turn them on, or allow people to comment on your site. And remember to always, when you make a change, save it. That's important in all the settings that you're watching me do. You should save the settings after you make changes. Okay. Um, Here you can see the avatars if you want them to be shown in the comments, or if you want to show something specific. The gravatar is something that users set up in a gravatar site, and their icon will show whenever they log in with that email. Media. This shows you the three basic sizes that WordPress creates. When you upload an image, WordPress will create these three extra sizes for you to have: a thumbnail size, a medium size, and a large size of the versions of your image. Now, sometimes you might use plugins that will add that with them you can add extra sizes, or your theme may make new sizes, and it shows them here. And there's a nifty plugin called Regenerate Thumbnails that if you create a specific site for it in your, be it in your theme, then you can regenerate all the photos with those new settings. But that's only if you're going to use that new image size in lots of things, in posts and everything. But this is where you can change it. I usually never change this because these are three sizes that I'm comfortable with working. And these sizes will show up when you create an image in a post or on a page, and they will show up there. It will ask you if you want what size you want. Permalinks. The permalinks are one of the most, I think you use them a lot, because when you change things in your site, you need to save the permalinks in order for changes to take um, place. For example, if you install a portfolio plugin, it installs a new custom post type. And I know that's really advanced, but usually what happens is it creates something new in your URL, in your address, like this, for example. Let's say you have a portfolio and it would change this for portfolio, and include that in the addresses that WordPress can generate, and you would need to save the changes for it to take effect. Now, generally, you don't even change this, you just click Save Changes. Whenever you've had an error message where a page not found and you search for that and it says you have to reset your permalinks, that's where you come here and click Save Changes. Privacy. Now this is relatively new. I told you that a privacy policy was created by default in WordPress, and this is where you choose if you want that page or if you want another page specifically to have that information, and then you click Use this page or create a new one to have that in there. Okay, and that's it for the dashboard. You've seen every option that we have here in the left side menu. And you should be ready to create your first post or your first about page. Remember, you don't need to know everything about WordPress to create a good site for yourself or for your business. And I think you should don't be afraid to touch things either. Just if you touch something that you don't know how to do, don't save it. Don't click on save. Um, and even then, WordPress has revisions in posts and pages, so you can go back to a prior revision if something happens. So it's not all. You shouldn't be scared of doing things. And if you're experimenting, if you're just learning, then you need to experiment to see what can happen. So please have fun, and I hope you enjoyed this overview.